Hey everybody, I'm here for the CES virtual press briefing. It's 9 o'clock. We should start I think we're about to start right now. Yeah, here we are. I'm excited. Woo-hoo.
Hi, I'm Gary Shapiro, and I want to welcome you to the CES 2021 virtual press briefing. It's great to have you, important media, journalists, and reporters, here for an exciting sneak peek of CES 2021. This past year has been unlike any other. We've been challenged, but we've also had opportunities. And the opportunity has been, as a world, we've moved to this digital transformation quicker, and by several years, we would have otherwise. We've been forced to adapt, and we have. And so with CES, we decided to make CES digital only in July because we wanted our customers to adopt quickly. And we saw the decision as an important one. So now CES 2021 is making history, and I'm so excited that you're part of it. It's our first ever all digital event. And what it does is it's providing a safe and efficient way to convene the industry and actually even to broaden the industry and to bring more of the world to CES. It allows new ways for attendees to meet, make deals, get business done. Now for you, the media, CES 2021 is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to break news, to talk about how the world innovates, and to talk and focus on a better tomorrow. To help you, we have several announcements today. Here's the first. The 2021 Innovation Award Honorees. This is an annual competition honoring outstanding design and engineering in consumer technology products across 28 product categories. You can get more information about this at our website, ces.tech, where you can get the full list of winners, which will be available immediately following this event. I'm also pleased to announce a keynote conversation. Best Buy CEO Corey Barry will be interviewed by Fortune CEO Alan Murray. Barry was promoted at an incredible time right before the pandemic. She'll talk about her vision for the future of technology, how she moved Best Buy in 3 days to curbside pickup, how she led through the pandemic, and why diversity and inclusion is good for business. We're excited to welcome them both. Finally, I'm thrilled to announce a privacy session. Top executives from Amazon, Google, and Twitter will discuss the importance of privacy in consumer technology and how companies can maintain user trust. And stay tuned for other exciting guest appearances at the show. CES 2021 will bring together a global audience with people from around the world. You'll be able to cover new markets with new perspectives and make new connections. Today, technology is keeping us connected with each other and with our family, friends, and community, and right here today with the entire tech industry through you. And that's why I'm so happy to welcome you to CES 2021 for an experience unlike any other. To tell you more about that experience, I'm joined by Gene Foster, Senior Vice President of Marketing and Communications for CTA.
Thank you, Gary, and thank you all for being here today. I'm excited to welcome back so many of you to CES and also welcome many of you for the first time. This is the benefit of a digital event, that we can actually welcome so many additional people. CES is one of the most experiential events in the world, where attendees can actually see and touch and experience the latest innovations. And while we can't recreate that magic that happens in Las Vegas, we can bring our audiences a new and unique all-digital experience. We've been working for many months now to identify and create a solution that supports the uniqueness of CES. We knew that we couldn't just take the existing trade show set up and move it online. We wanted CES to be a collaborative experience. We wanted to encourage connections between the attendees and the exhibitors across the show, just like you would in real life. So we threw out the playbook and we decided not just to recreate CES, but also to reimagine it. We looked at the best practices, not just from the trade show industry, but what's been happening in the sports world, what's been happening in the music industry. But we also had to think about the scale and global nature of CES. We needed a solution that could support a large global audience, that could perform at scale, that was accessible, and very importantly, that was secure. In October, we were very excited to announce Microsoft as our technology partner. The all-digital CES will be a true broadcast experience. We're going to have over 100 hours of programming, And you'll actually find many of the presentations available with captions in 16 languages, as well as American Sign Language. We're going to be bringing business leaders and industry experts directly to you in your home or in your office. We're going to allow you to connect with leading brands in our exhibitor showcase. And just like Las Vegas, you're going to have access to a media-only day to participate in the latest announcements and product launches. In fact, we've actually got more than 20 companies planning press conferences on Media Day. We're going to be bringing the entire global tech community together to connect and collaborate. To help you navigate the show, we will have a live anchor desk broadcasting keynotes, interviews, and announcements. Right there, when you log on to CS Digital Venue, you're going to see the anchor desk. We will cover what's coming up in the day ahead. We'll recap some of the major announcements that have taken place, any product launches, any news. We're going to have interviews and discussions on critical tech issues. And of course, we're going to bring you analysis and highlights from our CES keynotes. And for the first time now, I'm excited to announce our anchors. Justine is a huge social media personality. And at CES 2016, she was our celebrity ambassador. We're going to have Rich DeMuro, a TV news anchor and tech reporter from KTLA TV in Los Angeles. Rich covers CES every year and will be a great addition to the anchor desk. Naomi Kyle, who's a well-known personality in the gaming world and a former host of The Ready Room on CBS. And finally, Brian Tong. He's a tech personality with CNET as a producer and on-air talent. Brian's another CES regular who's been covering the show for many years. So this is a great group of talent that we're going to have hosting our anchor desk. And in addition to all the great conference content, what's really unique about CES is the huge number of brands that we're going to have showcasing all of their latest products and innovations. So we've created a digital platform to reimagine the exhibit experience. When you log on and register, you can identify the topics and technologies you're interested in, and I will encourage you to spend time doing so, because if you get this right, we're going to be able to make this a very personal experience for you. So don't just check the first 10 boxes. Really think about what you're interested in so that we can personalize this. So we're going to be serving up recommendations based on those interests. You're going to be able to interact with exhibitors via chat. You're going to be able to set up meetings. You're going to be able to view product demos and thought leadership sessions. To tell you more about this digital experience and what to expect at CES, I'm pleased to introduce Karen Chupka, who's the Executive Vice President of CES.
Thank you, Jean. It's great to be here with you to give you a sneak peek of the hottest trends you're going to see at CES 2021. Over the past 12 months, the pandemic has accelerated innovation across a range of industries, and CES will show you some of these latest advancements. CES 2020 brought together the biggest players in 5G, and CES 2021 is going to be no different. CES is the hub for 5G, and you're going to experience advancements in 5G speed, reliability, and efficiency. 5G is driving innovation and enabling industries like entertainment, digital health, and smart cities. And in fact, to kick off the show, Verizon's Hans Vestberg will give his company's vision for the future of 5G. And speaking of 5G, smart cities, again, will be a focal point of CES. Now, more than ever, smart cities are vital to a safe, connected world for all. From IoT to 5G connectivity to AI, you're going to hear from companies around the world. Artificial intelligence is a key component of smart cities, and it's also going to be on display. Companies across all industries will unveil for the very first time the latest hardware and software AI solutions at CES, creating a customized user experience using speech recognition and machine learning, from Caterpillar and John Deere to Hancom and Samsung's Neon. You're also going to hear from Dr. Lisa Su, who will provide AMD's vision on the future of research, work, education, gaming, and more. Digital health is also going to be another key theme of the show, and I can't imagine a year more appropriate to showcase the latest innovation in health. Amid the pandemic, we've seen how technology empowers consumers to take control of their wellness. And at CES 2021, you're going to hear from the biggest names in digital health, including Philips and Omron Healthcare. You're also going to see firsthand how innovations in digital health are enhancing the patient experience and improving healthcare for all, also while lowering costs. Technologies are transforming the way we transport people and goods across the world with increased speed, efficiency, and safety. And the latest in transportation technology will be found across industries at CES. You're going to see innovations from Aptiv, Audi, Bridgestone, Continental, the Indy Autonomous Challenge, Mercedes, and more. And you're also going to hear from GM's Mary Barra, who will discuss GM's plans to advance mobility in communities from around the world. You'll also have access to over 100 conference sessions, and here are just some of the highlights of those sessions. These themes only touch on the innovation that will be seen at CES 2021, and I can't wait for you to see it. Now, I'm really excited to introduce Bob Bajan, Corporate Vice President of Global Events, Production Studios, and Marketing Community for Microsoft. CTA was thrilled to announce Microsoft as our technology partner for CES 2021, and we're really excited to work alongside Bob and his incredibly creative team. Now, to show you the history-making, all-digital CES 2021 venue, I'm pleased to welcome Bob Bajan.
Thank you, Karen. It's an honor to be with you, to be able to share a sneak peek of what CES All Digital 2021 is going to look, feel like, and be as an experience this January. You know, despite the challenges of 2020, technology continues to step into the forefront to be able to deliver a sense of connectivity and community and real experiences in a new kind of medium. And we're incredibly proud to be CTA's technology partner in the delivery of this first all-digital CES experience. You know, whether it's the exhibitor showcases or the press conferences we'll do, or the sessions and the networking, and hopefully so much more for all of you, really is exciting to be able to share all of the innovation and the partnership and the result of the hard work over the last couple of months. We put together a short video for you to kind of experience some of the highlights. Let's take a look at it now.
Welcome to the first ever all-digital CES. Follow along as we show you the CES 2021 digital venue. We developed the digital venue with each of you in mind and to set CES 2021 apart from other virtual events. We created a user experience to be customized and engaging and also help facilitate collaboration. Let's dive into a few of the core features. Once logged in, you can create a personal profile, schedule meetings, and develop a personal agenda. Throughout the event, we'll recommend exhibitors, programming, and connections, all based on your personal preferences. Review your personal agenda or saved on-demand content at any time with the click of a button. On the home page, a 2-day live anchor desk will be available to help guide you through the digital experience. Hear from anchors on how to navigate the venue, set up meetings, visit exhibitors, and more. This will be the home base, where you can get a recap of what's happened and hear about announcements made at CES. Anchors will also interview thought leaders from around the world. And you can use the chat feature to participate in the conversation. January 11th will be dedicated to media-only press conferences. And on January 12th and 13th, visit the exhibitor showcases where brands and products will come to life with live product demos and exhibitor presentations. Search for technologies or exhibitors by company name or technology keyword. From there, explore each exhibitor showcase to watch relevant content, read stories, join live sessions, and set up meetings. A variety of features have been integrated into the digital venue to foster collaboration with both attendees and exhibitors. You can live chat with exhibitors, and you can connect one-on-one with attendees by messaging them directly. You can also schedule on-demand meetings for up to 30 attendees. With over 100 conference sessions, the CES 2021 digital venue will bring global leaders right to your home, with many sessions accessible in 16 languages and American Sign Language. If you missed anything during the show, you will have access to the digital venue and on-demand content through February 15th. This is just a preview. Join us at CES 2021 to get the full experience of the new digital venue.
Wow. Well, I hope that that was as exciting for you as it was for us to put together. It's been an incredible experience in our partnership with CES, and we're so looking forward to see how attendees will take in, learn, connect, and grow from the CES All Digital 2021 experience. We look forward to any feedback and following up with any questions you have. And now let me turn it over to Jean to explain more about how our Media Day will work. Jean?
Thanks, Bob. We can't wait to bring CES to life in January. So I know many of you are particularly interested in the Media Day on January 11th. We'll have more than 20 press conferences from top exhibitors who are breaking news. Only registered media will have access on that day. The first session kicks off at 7 a.m. Eastern with that first press conference, and then will continue to run throughout the day. When you register, as I mentioned, you'll be able to build that profile, and quickly thereafter, you're going to be able to see the schedule and recreate your own agenda for both the Media Day and the rest of the show. If you miss one of the Media Day press conferences, they'll also be available immediately on demand. The exhibitor portion of the show will be opened on January 12th and 13th. So that's when you can actually go and visit the exhibitors' digital activations and view their demos and live sessions. You can also contact them directly and chat with them real time on the platform. Again, going back to that connection and collaboration, which is so important to CES. All of this content is going to be available on demand. In fact, the platform is actually going to be accessible until February 15th. So you're going to be able to go in until then and access all this content and go back and check any additional information that you want. We want to make this as easy as possible for you, the media, to navigate the platform. On our CES.tech media pages, we've created tools and resources. One that we're really excited about is a searchable and downloadable B-roll library. We've reached out to all of our exhibitors to get their B-roll footage. You'll be able to go in and search by company and category. So again, be able to get all that rich B-roll content that you're used to having. Exhibitors are also going to have resource pages and assets on their showcase that was really designed to help you learn more about the product announcements. And we've got many more in our CES.tech media page. CES registration is opened. We've got a lot of people already registered. And my request to you is register early. The last day for complimentary media registration will be January 8th. So we really need to get you registered before then. But we need your help also to get that message out to the industry to register early. This is a global show, and we want to get as many registered and on board as early as possible. So please help us spread the words about that early registration. Now, I'm going to hand back to Gary, who's going to close this section of the program and open up the floor to your questions.
Thank you, Jean, for sharing that. I know how much work you've put into making this successful. We realize this is a new experience. It's new for us and our team. It's new for you, but we want to make sure you get the most out of it. So we're here to help you. If you want to get in touch with a specific exhibiting company or have any other questions about CES 2021, please reach out. We just can't wait for you to experience CES in a brand new way in January. And now we're excited to hear your questions. If you want to ask a question, look at the chat box on the right side of the screen. Just type in your question, hit enter, and we will start teeing up the questions.
Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us. As you can guess, that last session was pre-recorded. We had to for practical reasons, but now we're with you live this evening, our time. I know some of you are already on to Wednesday, for those of you who joined us in Asia Pacific. Myself, Gary Shapiro and Karen Chupka are here in our offices in Arlington, Virginia, and all socially distanced, and we're ready for your questions. We've been capturing some of those questions that have already come up throughout the session. So let me just dive straight into those. Gary, I want to give the first question to you. We've had a few people asking about our goals. So what are the goals that we actually want to achieve with CES this year?
Well, thank you, and thank you for coming today to this event, announcing so many great things about the CES 2021. This is unusual. It's a purely digital event. As I said earlier, it's our first time. We want to have a great experience that we can recreate, although we reimagine so much of what we have come to expect physically in CES in Las Vegas every year, but do it in a digital way and have the additional benefits of being digital, such as reaching all the four corners of the world, allowing access to those people that always wanted to attend that couldn't. We've already received a huge number of registrations, and a large portion of them from outside the United States, which is really quite thrilling to us. We also want to make sure that people can experience the serendipity, the chance encounters, the learning, the education, the connections, the benefit they have of going to CES physically and recreating that somewhat digitally, but going even further. And that's what we're trying to do. Obviously, we survey after the event. We'll survey the media, which we always do separately, our attendees, the exhibitors, and we always try to improve. And what you'll see us is improving for CES 2022 with our hybrid event, which is both physical and digital, that we'll use the best and we'll learn to go forward about what we really could do better digitally, what we should keep, and what we should not keep anymore. So our goal is to produce the best possible event we can. We also, throughout the playbook, we reimagine the event. We want to be the best digital trade event that has occurred globally during this very difficult time period for the world. So we didn't go with any of the existing platforms that were out there, the off-the-shelf thing, the avatars running around. And what we wanted to do is do something that was totally novel. It was a huge investment for us, but we think it's appropriate for the CES brand and the expectation. So on the one hand, we want to exceed your expectations about how great we can be. On the other hand, we know this isn't the physical event that is in Las Vegas every year, where you fly there and you experience Las Vegas, the excitement, the glitter, the meals, and everything else. So we want to recognize that you'll still be enjoying this from the home or your office, and you'll be sitting down and you'll have the screen in front of you. But we want you to say, wow, that was something that was worth my time.
Thanks, Gary. So next question is about, just on something you touched upon there, Gary. We talked about, like registration, but maybe one for Karen. People are asking about the number of exhibitors and attendees we're going to expect. So can you touch on that?
Sure, and hello everyone. We're expecting over 1,000 exhibitors, and I should say that we're pretty actually a little bit beyond that at this point. And as far as attendees, it's difficult because this is the first time that we're doing something digitally, and the first time that people from all over the world can come and join in with us on CES 2021. But we're expecting at least 150,000 attendees, and based on kind of what we're seeing, we are seeing that people are registering from both inside the United States as well as outside the United States. So we expect to still have that great global audience that traditionally comes to CES.
Thanks, Karen. Gary, maybe the next one back to you. What are some of the technologies that you expect our exhibitors to be showcasing this year?
Well, there's so much there. One of the things this pandemic has done is actually forced us to innovate quicker as an industry, as a world, and we're seeing a lot of things out there. I mean, one thing it's emphasized for, I think, the world is the importance of broadband. We'll see 5G in reality. One of our keynote speakers, Verizon CEO, will be talking about that, but we'll also have some of the applications that are there. And related to that also is smart city. We've talked about resilience in smart cities for years. We've showcased it at CES. This time there'll be the emphasis may be different because the concept of a smart city may be changing now, what is needed in the city, and also this changing demographics that people may be responding to as people maybe move out of cities or spend less time there, or freed up from what we're seeing in the is that people are being able to work from home and not have to go into their office as much. So the nature of construction, of design of cities may change, and transportation needs are changing radically. So we've seen a lot change in an amazing year. This 1 year or less of a pandemic has caused a tremendous shift to digital transformation of the whole world. Obviously, healthcare technology is just exploding in so many ways with what we're seeing from medicine, telehealth, all the different sensing devices that are coming out very quickly, and also artificial intelligence solving the problems. AI is going to be big, it's going to be everywhere. And of course, transportation itself, electric cars, as well as self-driving. That move to self-driving, it's a cleaner way of doing things now. The acceptance of it, we're seeing in our own research, is changing as well. And of course, robotics and drones, and so many other categories of mobility that will be out there, all connected to the fact that they're using technology and providing solutions. We also have a number of unique companies coming in from other vertical industries, because that's where we're seeing so much of the partnerships that are being developed that people expect at CES, the transformation, the cross between two vertical industries. That's what innovation is about, taking two disparate things, putting them together and with a new idea. And that's what CES excels at, is getting those different vertical industries together. They see what's going on, they form relationships. And we've tried to design the platform and the digital event so that it's totally allows that to keep occurring as much as possible.
Thanks, Gary. So one of the key aspects of CES is all of the startups. You know, we bring in typically in any one year 1,000 to 1,200 startups from around the world. So I've got a few questions coming in today about how we're going to make that and create that environment for startups. Are we creating a Eureka Park? What are we doing there? So maybe Karen, if you want to take that one.
Sure. So actually, we have a good number of startups registered to participate in the event. And, you know, because the way the platform has been designed, when you register as an attendee or as media, you get to select the topic areas that you're interested in. So one of the categories that you could select on is startups. Same way with our exhibitors that are coming in, they could put themselves into the system as startups. And so that is an easy way that you could start searching on who's coming, you know, as far as a startup is concerned. But then we've also worked with a lot of our partners who brought delegations in from all over the world. And they're also activating kind of under their pavilions groups of startups. So we have La French Tech, we have groups from the Netherlands, we have groups from Italy and Asia. And so you will also be able to find them under the umbrella of their pavilion, as well as through the individual companies that will be linked back to the country of origin. So there's a couple great ways, you know, but you can also search startups, and then you can also search under a product category. So that would help you find the startups that, let's say, are in AI or in healthcare. So there's a number of different ways that that you can identify who the startups are. I know it's not quite the same wondrous feeling you get when you're in Eureka Park, but it's definitely a great way to find all the new and exciting startups there. And you know, we'll also be showcasing and talking about some of those during the live show as part of the anchor desk. So that's some of the other ways that we'll be helping to highlight and point you in the directions of who to find.
So the next question I want you both to answer, because I think you'll give us different answers coming at it from different angles. But let's start with you, Gary. So the question was, what is the biggest challenge that we faced in creating a digital show?
Well, the good news is that we started early enough, because we kind of saw this coming a little bit, that we started thinking about the dual track of planning for both scenarios in March. And by July, we went really early compared to any other event and said, look, this is what we're doing. We're going purely digital. And that allowed our exhibitors and our attendees to plan and to save, frankly, a lot of money by not planning all this big exhibits and things like that, and transportation, travel, hospitality in Las Vegas. So we did that really well. What the challenge, honestly, is that we had to select a platform, and we thought we'd choose one that was off the shelf, but we decided to really accelerate what we're doing and try to do the best we can and take some risks, frankly, and create a platform which would not recreate the experience, but reimagine it and focus on the things we allowed. So that's why we chose Microsoft. It was something that was a challenge to do, but it's also, frankly, for ourselves. It's a new skill set. We're used to producing this amazing physical event, and we have this great global reputation and brand. And for us to shift to a skill set of focusing on a purely digital event, it allowed us to do some really cool things. Like, we were really so thrilled to say, wow, we could change the show dates and move it back a week, because we can do that. Because what difference does it make if we're 5 months out and we change the show dates? It allowed us to reach more people. We have to think outside the box, and just changing our thinking, and even some of the language we're using. We occasionally slip and start talking in a physical sense when this is a one-time only, hopefully, event, a purely digital event we're doing on a massive global scale. And so in 2022, we'll be back to talking about physical and digital, which was the path we were on before. So it's just changing our mindset. I think we've done a good job of it. And of course, now we have to execute. And we're starting today executing, and we hope we're doing well for you.
So Karen, same question for you. I mean, you've been responsible now for many years for actually physically putting on the show in Las Vegas and moving thousands of exhibitors in and bringing in and making sure, you know, like like hundreds of thousands of attendees get in and out safely. So what's been the biggest challenge as you move into a digital event?
I think that there's two things. I don't know if I would say challenges. I would think it's opportunities, right? And so there's just so much that happens during the week of CES, and quite frankly, it's that magic of bumping into old friends and new technologies, and really coming out of there with that moment of surprise. And so it's focusing on how do you do that in a different medium, because in a sense this is now what is broadcast TV, right? So we had to really rethink about how we're putting all the content together. What are the conference sessions that we're producing? And actually, you're going to notice that a lot of the conference content is much shorter than what it is in a real life CES. We've shortened those sessions, understanding that that people don't want to sit in front of a computer screen for hours and hours on end. So that is something that you're going to notice is different for what we did this year. And then I think the other side of it is really thinking about what is the value of CES? And a lot of it is those connections. I mean, when I talk to companies and even members of the media and attendees, a lot of what they talk about the value of CES is, I came to CES and oh my gosh, I met this or this happened to me, and I never would have even had this business idea if I didn't have this collision in a sense that happened. And so I think that's a little bit of what then we tried to create in this platform. And that's why you'll notice that there's a lot of focus on getting people to be able to chat and schedule instant meetings and still kind of bring that serendipity together, but in a digital world. And I think that was kind of a little bit of the other challenge is it's really hard to create that excitement that you see when you're walking that trade show floor. But, I think that we've got a great way to showcase those new products, those new announcements. And, this is going to be done in a different visual way that the messages and the products will come to life. So it'll be different, but I think it'll still be exciting. And I think that we'll still be all very wowed by what happens in January.
So just kind of building on that theme, we've got quite a few questions asking about what are the live components of the show. So Karen, do you want to continue a little bit more and talk about the live aspects of the show?
Absolutely. And so, well, actually, some of it will start on press day when we do our press announcements and our press day sessions. Some of our exhibitors will be going into live chats right after those sessions, so that will be one live component. We'll also be starting up the anchor desk, and the anchor desk will be live. We'll be running that from 7 a.m. till 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And so that will always be live, and there will be live interviews that we'll be holding during that anchor desk. That will go on for January 12th and January 13th as well. And as part of that live component, we're also going to have a chat feature going with the anchor desk so that attendees can ask questions or share thoughts or share ideas or share excitement about what they're seeing. So that will be another part that's a live component. And then there's actually going to be a number of exhibitors who are hosting these sessions called Spotlight sessions. And those are live sessions. So when you see those in the schedule, when you go in, those are going to be hosted live, and then they'll be put up a couple of days later on video and on demand. But that's actually going to be, the sessions that you'll want to make sure that you're paying attention to, because those will be live content being pushed out in real time. And so that's a little bit of what you can expect from a live, from a live component. And then obviously exhibitors and attendees alike will be able to host live meetings at any point during those days of the show. And so that's still the opportunity too for live connections.
Great. So one other question actually here. People are asking questions more about the industry in general. So maybe a two-part question for you, Gary. One, you've talked about being back in Las Vegas in 2022, so maybe you can touch on that. But we've also got some questions about people asking just about what do we think about the event industry in general, and where is the industry going, after this, what was obviously been a very difficult year. So, maybe take both of those questions.
Well, I want to go back to one of my answers because, what was the toughest part? I think the toughest part for the staff here, like Karen and I and others who've dealt with Las Vegas a lot, is the Las Vegas constituency, the great workers there, the people we deal with in the hotels and all the different services that are connected with hosting over 150,000 people every year that have done such a great job, they're hurting. And so we want to make sure that they come out of this all right at some point, and we're doing whatever we can for that. But we're also optimistic about 2022, given the state of the treatment of the virus, given the vaccines that are coming out rather quickly and being developed and executed on, given so many different ways of dealing with this, we'll get better. I mean, it's darkest before the dawn, and it's pretty dark right now, but the reality is I think we could see the light at the end of this tunnel, and that's what we're focusing on. In fact, we went out to our exhibitors a few months ago and said, do you want to sign up now for CES 2022? And indeed they did. The sign-up's been enormous. The interest is fantastic. There's a brand new building there. There's also something called the Boring Tunnel, which has Elon Musk with the underground way of transportation. There's a lot of exciting things happening in Las Vegas, and they are ready for us. It's just a matter of how we deal with the virus, and we expect that we'll be able to deal with it. Various hygienic methods. It should be almost eradicated, not completely, because it'll never be completely eradicated, we understand. But we should be able to have a great 2022. In terms of the event industry and everything related, whether it's the airlines or the meeting planners or the transportation companies, the union workers, the carpenters, the electricians, the restaurants, all these economies of so many countries that are tied into this, it's difficult. There's no question about it. Every country, every government, everyone's dealing with it. And we just have to get through to the next stage and get more comfortable being with each other again. But the reality is that, and I always try to see the good side of anything, is the silver lining to me in the pandemic is that it's made us realize our humanness, how much we need each other, how much we need that 5 sense experience of being with each other. And as great as I think CES 2021 will be, and as groundbreaking and it's like the best possible digital event, which is really our goal, to answer the other question better, it's not going to be that face-to-face experience that we love. You won't be able to touch or hug or see people. The advantage, though, and my wife is a doctor, and she pointed this out to me, she's shifted quickly to telehealth, and she says the best thing about it on her telehealth days is it using a screen and a video the way we are today, you can see the other person, you can see their facial expressions, and that's really great. So we'll be able to do that in CES 2021. We'll be able to see each other's faces, whereas if we had gone forward and tried to, which we clearly didn't do, thankfully, with the physical event, was we'd all be wearing masks and nervous and concerned, and probably would have had to cancel the last second anyhow. It would not have been good. So, but there is advantages to a digital event, reaching people around the world, having the face-to-face connection, being more organized, allowing a bigger audience, if you will, that can accommodate, doing things we've never been able to do, keeping it up for 30 days after the show ends with all these great things. I'm looking forward to seeing CES in a way I never had before. But having said that, we all want to go back to seeing each other face to face, and we will, and the events industry will survive because we're human beings and we need each other, and we are human. And that's what, to me, is the biggest takeaway from COVID, is what I've learned. And I was on a phone call yesterday with a bunch of CEOs of major companies, media companies, entertainment companies, and that was what everyone was saying, the same thing, is that we are just humans and we need each other, and that's what's missing for all of us today that we're sharing.
Thanks, Gary. So we're running out of time here. So maybe, Karen, any last minute advice for the members of our media on what they should be doing next to plan for CES?
Absolutely. This is typically where we say, buy comfortable shoes, start drinking water, doing all those things. And you can still do all those things. But, register. Get registered, get onto the platform, fill out your profile information. The great thing about the digital venue is that you can go in there right now and you can actually start sending people messages. You can start asking people for appointments. So start doing that. Okay. Make sure when you fill out your registration form, you indicate the topic areas that you're really interested in, you want to cover, because there is that component that will help serve information up to you. And I think that will be, very helpful for you as you're trying to cover the show. And, as you're trying to figure out what's kind of new and hot, I mean, the opportunity is basically to look at the anchor desk. It is a great tool that we'll be using to help guide people throughout the show days. And as Gary mentioned, all of the content, all of the 100 hours of sessions that we have available will be available on video on demand through February 15th. So if there is something that you missed, you can go back and you can watch it again, and you can catch that again. So really take advantage of it and really start getting activated in it now. Start familiarizing yourself with it, because I think that there is a lot of opportunity there for you to connect with people. I mean, one thing that we've never really been able to do in the physical world is have a way for attendees to connect with each other. And here now, if you opt into the attendee directory, you can start connecting with attendees right now. And that's really, I think where that moment of serendipity comes in is taking that chance and reaching out and meeting somebody new and chatting with somebody new. So that's what I would encourage you to do, is to please register soon. As we all know, if everybody tries to register at the last minute, it's not going to work very well for anybody. So please help us get that word out. We'd really appreciate it. And we're really excited that you could be a part of this with us in CES 2021.
So thank you for joining us today. We know this is a big commitment of time, but we hopefully we've given you a little bit of a taster of CES. Reach out to us at media.ces.tech for any questions you may have. The team are there. They're going to be able to handle any questions if you have any problems. If you want any more information, any interviews, please connect with us. And we look forward to seeing everybody on the digital platform in January. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, folks, that was CES virtual press briefing, and we got a taste of what to expect to see us and what, as media, we're going to expect to see us. I love the music. I always love them. This is part of the CES experience, is the music. The music and the event, and you're being there. And I really do feel bad for Las Vegas. They're going through a lot, and they're going to need a lot of money to get them out of trouble. And they're going to need our support too. What they're going through needs a massive amount of government assistance. And on the other hand, I want to give a shout out and focus away from something that's making me want to cry to something that I'm joyful to help announce, and that's Justine Erzik is going to be on the press briefing board, I believe they refer to it, and press desk, the press desk. And congratulations, Justine. Justine is a pioneer vlogger who I have worked to feature many times, and saw at last year's CES. And every time I see her, I try to, give her a shout out, as I did at the Valencell booth. She's a really nice person. And I'm going to put up the video interview that I have with her from CES Las Vegas of this year, 2020. Folks, if you haven't met her before, here is Justine, as she calls herself, or Justine Erzik, right here.
Wonders never cease. Justine Erzik.
Hello, how are you?
It's great to see you.
You too. I can't believe it's CES again. It's CES 2020. It's
Folks,
a very special CES.
She's a legend, pioneer YouTube partner.
It's been a long time.
And she's only 20.
Well, just say like I'm
Just
21.
20.
I'm old
Just
enough
20.
to go to the bar.
There you go. What you covering, and how are things? How do you like how our lives have changed?
I think it's been amazing, and especially being here at CES. I think this is like my 9th CES at this point. I think just seeing the health tech, everything is you can be able to quantify your workouts. I mean, right now we're at a biometrics booth. Wearable biometrics is something that's really interesting. Obviously, it's CES, so it would not be a CES complete without massive televisions. There's so much TV news, it's kind of overwhelming. But yeah, wearable tech and health fitness is something that I'm really interested in. So yeah, it's great.
Hey, tell them how to follow you.
You guys can find me, I Justine, everywhere on the internet.
Follow her. Read about her. Great to see you.
Me too. Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm really happy for her. She's like I said, pioneer vlogger, go back a long way, and I first realized the power of the iPhone as a tool for vlogging from Justine, because she made one of the best vlogs I've ever seen just using an iPhone. And that was 2007. So yeah, been around for a while. And hey, she was an ambassador last year, which I forgot to mention in my intro, but whatever. And now she's part of their press desk. Not bad. So folks, that closes this out. Subscribe to Zenny62. Bookmark Oakland News Now, and the reason you should do so is that Oakland News Now has our very own web portal home for CES Las Vegas. I'm even going to secure a URL for the page that will make it a lot easier to find rather than just throwing out a long link, right? But this is what I'm talking about. Here it is. And right, have a look here, right there, at our new, not that one, our new CES. Oh, it doesn't want to show the page. Dog on it. A little fixing. Hold on a second, folks. Let me do a little quick fixing. A little digital magic. A little digital magic will do the trick. And right here. Boom. And we are off and running. And we'll be able to now show you. There it is. That's the top of the page, of course. To get a better feel for it, all you got to do, folks, go in there, scroll down. Scroll down. You can see this is our playlist, okay? That's what you're looking at, the playlist. There's one of three. I have to update that because YouTube has this screwy update system. Update that to include the latest, which you're watching right now, live stream. And that's this. See this press briefing. So if you were to come and click on that, guess what you would see? Live stream. And that's this. See this press briefing. So if you were to come and click on that, guess what you would see? And look at how many layers deep. You talk about going back in alternative universe. You talk about inversion. Wow. Anyway, you get the idea. I love it. Hey, welcome everybody. So that's our page there for our, and I'm gonna put a link right here to it so you can link over to it and have a visit, right? And check out what we're, putting out there. Or as Cleavon Little might say, why don't I just whip this out? And so there it is. See, that long URL is going to be replaced by an elegantly short one. Yeah. All right, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, CTA, Consumer Technology Association. Thank you, friends. God bless you. God bless the United States of America and the world in the middle of this awful, awful pandemic. We will survive. That ends this broadcast.